Fight Fiend forecast is back for the UFC Seattle forecast report. Fight Fiend is here recovering mentally and physically after that event. Mentally and physically. What a weekend it was. What a weekend it was. Prelim Tim's birthday was on Friday. Prop Fiend show was a lot of fun. We had a lot of good reads, and this event was a lot of fun. This was the first event I actually did not watch tit for tat. I didn't see each and every fight. I probably only watched 2 fights on this whole event. I had a hockey party after the beer league tournament this weekend, and the boys wanted me to go out Saturday night. 2 diaper parties. I had to go out with the boys, have some drinks. So I missed this event, first event I missed in 3 years. Maybe not 3 years. I missed maybe 3 events in 3 years total. So let me know what you thought of this event. Like I said, I didn't watch every single fight. This was the first time Fight Fiend did not watch an event in probably 2 years for sure. It's been a minute since I missed a full event. On the picks, 7, 6, and 1. Started it off with a huge favorite going out there, winning by a decision. And then we seen the draw with Ricky Simone. That was a back and forth one. When I seen a clip of that fight, I thought Ricky was losing the fight in round 3. Somehow it was a draw. I did mention it was a hometown fight for Ricky. So that's probably why it went to a draw. They didn't give it to Adrian Yanez in that one, but it was a back and forth war, and it could have been either guy's fight. Coming on to the end of it, it looked like Adrian Yanez was going to get his hand raised. But the hometown kid, Ricky Simone, survived, and it was a draw. Sent to the Shadow Realm, we seen so many fighters sent to the Shadow Realm on this event. 9 fighters sent to the Shadow Realm. Navajo Sterling started it off on the Prop Fiend show. It was a prop of the week by knockout, and we even had the decision as a value prop. What I said was the bookies must know something with him being so favored by KO. He won his last 3 fights by a decision. So based off that instinct, my pick was Navajo to get the KO. I didn't understand why he was minus 170 by knockout, assuming the bookies were onto something. That was money. Now, Casey O'Neill, the line movement on her was correct. She was money. And these women's MMA fights, 2 of them out of 3, ended in round 1 by knockout, which is unusual. And it was devastating. It was devastating. Gabrielle Fernandez kind of thought she would be the better striker. She ends up getting knocked out here. Alexa Grasso goes out there in the co-main event versus Macy Barber and brutally knocks Macy out. That was actually scary, the way Macy Barber went down there. And it took her a minute to get back up and recoup from that one. She got clubbed and then subbed. It wasn't an official submission. The submission came after the knockout, I do believe. Like I said, I didn't watch the fight, but from the highlight, she dropped her and kind of finished it with the choke. So it's funny how they didn't score the submission. A little bit of a weird situation there, and it was a weird situation in the draw. I don't know if Ricky Simone really deserved a draw. I think it could have went to Adrian Yanez. So let me know in the comments, did Ricky Simone survive because he was a hometown kid in this fight, or was it actually a draw? We joked about betting a draw on one fight on this event. I think it was Marcin Tybura and Tyrell Fortune. That one actually went down to a decision. Did not expect that. Prelim Tim was on the right side, not the correct prop. And I think me and Prelim Tim can both agree here. Tyrell Fortune doesn't have much of a future in the UFC. He wasn't very spectacular. He didn't do what he was supposed to do in that spot. And Marcin Tybura certainly is falling off a cliff. Not a great fight at 40 years old. Definitely soon to be then for Marcin Tybura. I'd give him 1 or 2 more fights, and he's about to hang them up, just like Israel Adesanya. I would give him actually 1 more fight, Izzy. We're going to talk about who Israel Adesanya should fight next. Obviously, he was one of the fighters sent to the Shadow Realm, and you hate to see it. And we're going to talk about his potential next opponent. the last style bender, the last fight for him. I think he has one more left in the tank. Let's get Ritter. Let's fucking get rid of them both. They both got to go. Father Time is here, and he doesn't wait for anyone. Clearly, chasing the value with Israel Adesanya as a lock of the week was a mistake here. I thought I had a big advantage. Clearly, it was a warning that maybe the bookies knew something here once again. Close price fight. Unfortunately, the line movement was wrong in Israel Adesanya. I was very confident he would get back into the win column. Sometimes you're wrong, and that's what it is. I had a big edge based off my confidence compared to the odds. I took the risk, completely wrong. Same with Mansour Abdul Malik. That was another very close price fight. I took the risk, tried to prove it to myself, but what I ended up proving to myself was in these close fights where I have extended confidence and I think I have an edge, I don't have an edge, and I might have to bet that other side. So definitely learning through these losses, definitely going to be more aware of what the betting odds are. Some of these odds were very well priced and capped this week by the bookies. Even the props, they were very on to some of the props. We just talked about Navajo Sterling being minus 170 by knockout. Dude won his last 3 fights by a decision. So the bookies are obviously sharp, all right? They're not doing this for their first time. So let's be more calculated moving forward. Let's get that momentum rolling once again. One bad week will not make me lose confidence and stop entertaining, having fun. This event was fun as fuck. I missed watching the fights. Unfortunately, that sucks. It's been like 2 years since I missed an event, but I had a lot of fun having drinks with the boys after a rec hockey tournament. Got really drunk. So sometimes you just got to cut loose. Israel Adesanya, he did look really good in this fight. You know, the last style bender, unfortunately, has one more fight left in the tank, in my opinion. He was looking great in this fight, but he ended up getting caught. I don't know if his durability is still there, the chin's still there. And, you know, the motivation factor seems to be not there anymore either. Mentally, he looked good to go. Then at the weigh-ins, maybe he didn't look as good. I thought it was a winnable fight. Certainly against Joe Pyfer, this would not be a fight Izzy would lose 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Like I said, Father Time doesn't wait for anyone, and it's really unfortunate, in my opinion, to see a fighter like Israel Adesanya take a loss to someone realistically he should not lose to. I thought I had value picking him as a lock of the week. I did not have value. I had no edge. And sometimes you have a lot of confidence. At the end of the day, you got to manage the bankroll wisely. Long term, the bankroll management is our friend. Short term, memory loss is our friend this weekend on some of the bets. Next week, prop fiends go right back to work Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're giving out $50, and Prelim Tim has been giving out $50 too. So the last 2 weeks on the Prop Fiend Show, $100 was given out to the community. Thanks everybody for staying forecasted, commenting, and Christine Joy is enjoying the show, saying good morning. She is a very loyal forecaster, and thankfully she won the $50 last Friday on that Prop Fiend Show. Every 9 p.m. Eastern time, Friday, me, Prelim Tim, AJ MMA, Arkansas MMA, and future special guests will be here to give out 3 props, one on the prelims, one on the main card, and a value prop. So that's 3 props each event from each forecaster, usually 3 or 4 of us on the show having lots of fun. And we really appreciate seeing you in the live chat, engaging in the giveaways, and letting us know what your favorite picks are. Now, let me know, what was your favorite bet that hit on this event? My favorite bet and only bet that hit on this event was the retirement fight for Michael Chiesa. I sniped that under 1.5 rounds, Michael Chiesa finish. It was plus 125. That was an easy double up, essentially free versus Nico Price. The dude was still concussed. Unfortunately, we didn't get the knockout, but we smacked that under 1.5 rounds at plus 125 with 2.5 units, and that covered our ass at the end of the day. That was one of my biggest wagers of the night. So thankfully that one hit. Locks of the week, 1 for 4 after hitting 8 consecutive. That's not what I was looking for. So we're going to have short-term memory loss here. We're going to refresh, re-energize, and go right back to work. We have full card predictions coming up for the next UFC Apex event. Prelim Tim, he's at Gatorland today. He's going to have some fun with the Gators, and then he'll be ready to go tomorrow. Me and Prelim Tim later this week, Saturday morning, I do believe, are going to do a fast forecast. Go over each and every pick, lightning quick. Hopefully you tune in for that Saturday morning right before the fights. The fast forecast will likely be back. So stay forecasted and just have some short-term memory loss if it wasn't your week. If it was your week, let me know in the comments below. What was your best bet that hit? And let's go make some money at the Apex, this upcoming event. Should be a good one.